Right. And in case if any one of you send me the have sent me the homework, and if I do not stack it over here, just let me know, right? I'll go through the WhatsApp and take it to me. And in case if anyone, I don't think anyone is emailing to me. I haven't given my email to you people. So Seran, yes. Seran, you have sent me the one. Hold on. Was it from your mom's phone number? Ah, yes, Seran. Sorry, my mistake. Right. So, okay. So we have 8 in the group, and I have received only 4 out of them, right? So others, we have 9 in the group now, right? We have 9 in the room. So others, if you have any difficulties of doing the practicals, just let me know, right? Otherwise, I would like to see the things from you, right? So let me show the things that your friends have done. This is Binadi's one, and sometimes you may not find in the picture because the picture is not with me, right? So this is the first page. So the picture is missing because picture is not there, but all the text is there, so that is good. It's good thinking, right? And star score, it's okay. I think it's since 24th of June 1989. It's much better if you can like take it upwards a little bit, right? So anyway, the superscript part has happened very well, as well as the bold, and there were some italic words over here, I think, right? Let me take the homework. Yes, this smart learning experience, it was italic. It is the one that you have missed in your web page tour, right? So never mind. So like it's having the I tag before these things, and yeah, once I click the achievement, link is working very well, right? So it's a nice arrangement, right? So you have used the definition list, the unordered lists, and the ordered lists with the subscript over here, right? Good. So it's a good curation, and like only one mistakes were there. So just go through it too, right? Okay. And who's next? Dulagi. Yeah. Yes, this is Dulagi's one, and again the picture is missing because I don't have the picture with me. So like in case if you are sending something, it's better you send with the resources, right? One of you have sent the resources as well. I don't remember who's the one, right? But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So centering part has happened, and here Dulagi, you haven't used the super sub. For the superscript part, the th should be a superscript one, so you haven't used that part, you have missed that. And bolding has happened, and italic part is happened, and yeah, now this link is not working. It is because the path that you have defined, if I show you the source of this is the path that the Dulagi has used. It's Dulagi, right? Yes. So Dulagi was saying it's in the C user desktop HTML, like a folder called HTML. and the Dulagi practical 2.html. So here in my desktop, the folder name is different. So it is because of that it is not working. So it's not the incorrectness of your code. Don't worry. Right. So yeah, second one is here. So it is nicely done again. Right. So you have kept the format that is given in the output very well. Right. And you have used the particular subscript tool, which is the sub, very well. So that's great, right? Good work. Only one mistake were there, right? And next one, Onetra. Yeah, Onetra is the one who sent me the PNG. That was very smart thing to do, right? So in her output, I can see the logo because she has sent me the logo, right? So, and again, though it's very nicely done, right? And I think you have like use a little big font over here. Let me view the source. Yeah. So you have used a different kind of font, a different kind of font size, but it's good thinking, right? So it is much clearer when it comes to here, right? And you have gone with the the superscript part as well. That's good. Bolding part has happened, as well as uh, the italic part and the achievement. It's working very perfectly, and you really don't have any mistake. So it's a 100% correct one to happen, right? So well done, Dua, right? And Seran's one is left there, right? Yeah. So Seran, yes, again, yeah, I think here you have typed mistakenly the home.html. Let me see what is what's happening there. Otherwise, it doesn't matter about the logo, because logo should be here. So you have used the alt text as well. That's good. And you have done the superscript part, right? And the italic part has happened. That is good. And when I click achievement again, it may be the path problem, right? Let me view the source. Yeah. So it's yeah, it's nicely done. And yeah, this is because of why the second path is not loading, or the achi.html is not loading. It is because the path is different. ඔගොල්ලෝගලගේ computer එකේ හදනකොටනේ ඔගොල්ලෝ මේ path එක manage කරගන්නේ. So mine is different. I have take all the things into the desktop, right? So it's not your fault, right? Definitely, right? And I can right, okay, Saran, right, okay. So yes, you have used a font tag right over here and home.html. Yes, you have purposely write that thing, right? But if you got this as a exam question, don't go for those, right? එකට වැරදි දාන එකක් නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්, but don't take a risk, right? And let me see your other page. Yeah, it is nicely done. Very good, right? So Seran, right, okay, Seran, I can understand like what you are saying. It is I have given you here like it's as the name of the web page, Seran. So like the web page content is there in the square. Never mind, right? And yeah, so in Seran's page there is no any mistakes, so job well done, right? So it's good work. Yeah, so I think you should have like the people who have done the practical, should be more familiar with the HTML tags and all these things, right? And I'm asking for others to do the same, right? So we are having 10 in the room, right? So only 4 has sent me, and I'm not asking any reasons why you couldn't do that, right? It's not my way, right? So I have given you the particular homework, right? It's up to you to do it and have some experience, right? Yeah. Page border එකක් දාගන්න එක සෙරාන් අපි එහෙම පොඩක් ඔකේ තියෙනවා කියන්නේ අපිට HTML වල advanced කියලා කියන්නේ div කියලා tag එකක් තියෙනවා, division කියලා tag එකක්. So division කියන tag එකට අපිට border එකක් apply කරන්න පුළුවන්, but it's not in your syllabus, right? මම එතන borders දාලා තියෙන පුතේ page එක වෙන් කරගන්න මම එකම page එකේනේ ඔයගලන්ට එවලා තියෙන්නේ. That is why you really don't need a border, right? And I hope others will send me the answers as well. And in case if you got anything like any difficulty of doing this, just let me know, right? And there can be that kind of difficulties, right? So okay, so let's move to the rest of the HTMLs, right? So today we are going to learn about the tables, and before the tables I want to show you something. Like I want to take your attention to this particular code right over here in your textbook, which is in the page number 151. So there you can see they have create a sublist kind of things, right? So like they have Sinhala Tamil, and under Tamil there is Sri Lankan Tamil and Indian Tamil. So it's kind of a sublist. So this is the way that we can create a sublist, right? So first of all, they have used UL, right? And they use the type as disk, right? It's the default type. And the first list item is Sinhala. So Sinhala is there at the output. And the second list item is Tamil, and Tamil is there. And you can you can find a closing tag after Tamil of this list item. So if you look closely, you can figure out this is the closing tag of this LI. So inside that LI couple, they have start a new list, which is an ordered list, right? So type is 1. So like you really don't need to say type is 1 because it is the default type, right? And there they have taken 2 types of list items, right? Which is Sri Lankan Tamil and Indian Tamil. Then they have closed that ordered list. Then finally they have closed this list item, which is start over here, right? So even if you close this list item over here, still it is going to work, and it is going to give you the same output. But if when you are writing it on your examination, it's better you follow this method because they have given an example like this in your textbook, right? And rest of the things they have taken as another list item as Muslim, and another list item as burger, right? So then they have finished the unordered list, right? So keep that in mind. And I'm planning to send you another practical today, right? Or else I'm asking you to do the final practical, which is given in your book as well, right? So you may need these kind of things, right? Okay, people, did you get that? Is that clear how the sublists are being made? Right. Okay, that's great.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So now we are going to move to the table creation part. So we talk about the anchor tag. Today we are going to talk about the table tag, and it is the last tag that we need to learn regarding yourself, regarding your syllabus, right? So now when we are creating a particular table in the web page, on the web page, you have to understand how a HTML tag is helping to create a table on the web page, right? Like how it is going to develop, how it is going to create, right? So for the table tag, right? Let me take a new notepad over here. Right. So this is the closing part of the HTML, and we need body, and we need closing tag of the body. So then we are going to talk about the table. So now when it comes to the table, the first thing that we have to do is we have to use these table tags. It has a couple to indicate that we are going to make a table, right? And in the HTML, tables are going to create row by row, right? So it's kind of a these kind of things that's going to happen. So first it creates the first row of it, right? Then we can divide that row into parts, or like into number of parts that we want, right? Then you can create the next row of the table. Then if you divide into the same number of parts, it's going to continue like this. If you use different number of parts, like if you use four, if you use a code to have 4 cells, the 4th cell is going to be added like this, right? So to maintain the table structure, we always create a row and we divide into the same amount of cells. So we create a row, we divide into same amount of cells. And this row is indicated, or like is controlled by the attribute called, the element called TR, table row. And this small part or a particular cell is indicated by TD, table data, right? In case if I need to make the first row or any of the row or any of the column to represent a header, right? So instead of TD, I can use something called TH, which indicates table header, right? So table, first we create a row, then we create table data inside it, or table headers inside it, or you can use the both, right? So wherever you are using the TD tag, it will be formatted as a table data. Wherever you are going to use a TH tag, the data is going to become a header, right? So each and every these elements or these tags has its closing tag. So in between those two tags, we are writing the actual value or the actual data over here. People, are you clear with the structural part of the table? Is the structure is clear to you? All right. Okay, great. So then let's start making this. Right now in the table, we need a TR table row and the end tag of the table row. Right, so now you can see I have used a table and I have used TR tag. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to see a preview. Yeah, as you can see, my test.html is loaded over here, but nothing is showing. Yes, because we didn't say anything to show. So if you want to show something inside the TR tag, you have to use the TDs or the THs. Right, and I'm doing this trick for me to reduce the time that I'm typing. So inside my table tags, I have used TR couple over here and another TR couple over here. So that means 2 rows will be created with 3 columns or 3 data items. And if I just save this, and refresh this, still it won't show me anything because we haven't filled the content. So if I fill it like right over here, right, maths, science, ICT. If I save this, then if I refresh it, yeah, you can see maths, science, and ICT. But it doesn't look like a table, right? It's just look like a particular words or 3 words. It is because by default, the table's border is hidden. So you have to enable the border. You have to give some value to the border to get appear, right? So we can do it on the table tagger, right? So in the table tag, you can say, you can take an attribute called border, right? And you can give a value which is not equals to 0. And if I save it, then you can see there is a border, right? And again, you will see that borders are a little bit weird over here. Double line. So if I put some marks over here, 85, 75, 95. So I save it and I refresh it. Yeah, now you can see it's like this. Right, so that's the basic structure. Now, there are 6 cells inside this. That means 2 rows, which 3 cells inside it. So the first particular row is having table data, and the second particular row is also having the table data, right? And look what is happening over here. I am making these TDs into TH. Right, and I save it. And look what happens. This maths, science, and ICT was bolded, right? So it is because of this TH, table headers. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to apply a width as 50% over here. Just the width. Save it. Yeah. So you can see now it is taken 50% of the browser. And you can see these TH things are being center aligned. TDs are left aligned. And TH things have bold face. And the TDs does not have those things. Right, so know the difference of the TH and the TDs. Right, is that clear, people?
Yes, sir.
Right. And Vihasna has sent me the homework, I guess. Okay, I'll look into that at the end of the class, right? So let's move to the now how we are going to give the heading to this particular table. Now we can have something like, let's say term test marks. If I have term test marks before the table tag, so yeah, it will look like this. And I can use a tag called caption. Caption. Oops, sorry. Caption to give these term test marks. Look what is happening. Right, so I saved it. I'll take out this term test marks thing. So I use the caption just after the table tag. And I'm saving this, I'm refreshing it. So you can see it is automatically center aligned relative to the table. Right, so caption works like that. And you can use the caption, if I use the caption right over here, like in between these TRs, nothing is going to change. So you can use the caption at any place you want. It's going to appear at the top of your table, center align relative to the table, right? Okay. So that is about the caption. All right, what else do we have over here? Yes, they say we can use the align. We'll see how it happens. So left, center, right kind of things, right? Width and height we can use BG color. We use border, and we can use border colors as well, right? And the background can be used to include a picture to your table. And cell padding and cell spacing. I'll show you what is cell padding and cell spacing, right? A little diagram, right? And yeah, do they, yes, later they are talking about col span and row span, yes. So hold on. Yes. Let's discuss about these things as well. So let's try the align. Right. So how are we going to try the align? We can use align over here. And if I use height as, let's say, 75%, that's rather big, 25%. Is it 25% already? No, yes, we will use height as 25%. So if it is saved and if I refresh it, this is the way that I'm going to see that. All right, and I'm going to use the align attribute as well. I'll say right. We'll see whether it is working. Yeah, it is working. So now it is right aligned. Right. And we'll see what happens when we give a BG color. Right. I'm going to give a BG color right over here. I use green. So I save it. And I'm going to refresh. Yeah, that green is. Do I have light green? Oh no, it takes into blue. It's aqua is good one. AQUA aqua. Yeah, great. So that's how the BG color works. And now I'm going to change this BG color. I'm taking it from there, and I'm going to put it with a TR and save it. We'll see if anything is going to change. Yeah, can you see that? So when you use BG color with the table tag, entire table get affected. And if you use BG color with the TR, just that TR, that row is going to be affected. And if you use it with this TH, see what happens. Only that particular cell is going to have that value. Right. Are these things are clear, people? Can I have the confirmation?
Clear, sir.
Right. Okay. Right. Then let's talk about we talk about the border, we talk about BG colors, and we'll do some border colors as well. And try to use some background. I want to take some background. Let me check. I'll take this to center. Border color. I'm going to say red. Yes, here we go. Right now, borders in red, and it is center aligned, right? And shows things. Right, and likewise, if I use a background, I'm going to say cat.jpg, and I'm going to take the cat from here. Let's see whether this is working. There you go. So that background color of that picture, which is this, එයාගේ කන් දෙක විතරක් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. Right, so you can see. Right, so that is how we are going to apply a background to your table, right? And when I'm having background with the body, and I'm having a background color for a cell, so it is just overlapping, right? So when I say background, it's the entire row, right? And when I say background in the like for a particular component, it's going to be a particular component. Right, so that is how we are going to add the background. So later we are going to learn the cell padding and the cell spacing, right? Now, cell padding, it describes the gap between cell border and its content, right? So the value should be indicated as a number of pixels, right? Now, it says, or like it defines the outline in between, or like the surrounding parameters regarding this particular value, right? So if I increase in cell padding, means my cell is going to get increase as well. Right, so let's do it and see cell padding and cell spacing. If I use cell padding, if I say 10, I'll save it and I'll refresh it, and like have a look at the output. I haven't refreshed it yet. Yeah, I'm going to refresh. Yeah, can you see these things little move a little? 85 move a little, 75 move a little. Earlier it was at the left border, right? So likewise, if I increase the cell padding to 100, right? Let me refresh this. Yeah, see that? So it has 100 or like a big gap in between cell and the space of the table, right? So then the cell spacing, it says the gap between cells, right? So if I use cell spacing, right, first I'll give tenancy. Okay, I'm going to refresh it. So just be sure, or like just concentrate on the picture and the content. Here I'm going to refresh. Yeah, see what happens. The gap between these cells, or like it's like individual cell is going to distance from each other if we use cell spacing, right? The මෙතන ඕගලන්ට පේනවා ඇති ඒ border එක පැහැදිලිවම වෙන් වෙලා තියෙනවා පොඩි ඉඩකුත් එක්ක. Right, so if I say cell spacing as 50, it gives you more room in between cells. Yeah, can you see that? Okay, so cell padding is the space between content and the border. Cell spacing is the content, or like the distance in between one particular content to another particular content. Right, so remember the two terms, cell padding and cell spacing. Okay, so so we have used those things, and then we are going to use the col span and the row span. Right, so col span and row span is about merging the cells along a particular column or along a particular row. Right, so here like we are trying to clear out like what kind of a situation is going to happen, right, when the cell spacing and row spacing happens. Now before I move to the cell spacing and row spacing, I'll show you the examples. Now this land use right over here, it penetrates these two columns, right? So in that case, to have the land use spread over two columns, what we have done is we have spanned the columns, right? Otherwise, originally they are two lines. So to have that what we call the merging part, we use the col span. So remember, horizontally, what is happening? A col span, horizontally. And vertically, it is the opposite of it. The vertically, it gives you the row span, because two different rows, cells in two different rows are going to get merged together. Right? So that is how the col span, row span works. Let me show those things to you. Yeah, I'll try to change the border into 3. Let me see whether it is going to work. Yeah, the outer border only. Let me take out the background picture, otherwise it is not very much clear. Now I have saved it. Yeah, there you go. Now I want to add another row to this particular one. So I'm adding another row. I will be having different types of marks. Right, so I'm going to save this and I'm going to refresh it. And yes, oh my God, that's a heart. That's very nice. Right, and I'm going to reduce this cell padding and cell spacing, otherwise my this one is going to be very big. So I'll take cell padding as 10, cell spacing doesn't matter. Yeah, so here you go. Right, so now I need to merge some columns as well as some rows. Let's assume like I need to merge these two things and want to put the heading maths and science. So if I need to merge these two, that means two columns will be merged. Right, so to have that, what we are going to do is we are going to use the col span facility to merge these two things together. So how we are going to use the col span? Now, col span can be used on the place that you need to have a merging or that you are going to start the merging, right? So I'll take out this aqua, the BG color part, and here I'm taking col span, and I'm going to say how many number of columns are going to be spanned. So in my case, only 2. Right, so I'm going to give col span here and 2. Now let's see what is happening over here. So this is the output earlier. I'm going to refresh this. Yeah, can you see that? So the maths and science, that particular one is taken into a one particular column as a one particular column, and then the marks are being evaluated under that. Right? Hold on, what's going on? Yeah. Yes. So you can see now ICT has been shifted to the next one. Why something like that has happened? It is because in the notepad it says span it to 2 columns. So there will be 2 columns plus, and additionally there are 2 another data. So altogether 4 columns are going to be in that row. So that is why you can see like 2 columns which are being merged and other 2 are as separate. So ඇත්තටම ගත්තොත් මේකේ පේලි 4ක් තියෙනවා. Columns 4ක් තියෙනවා. People, is that clear? The col span part, is that clear? Right, great. And for the row span, now let's assume is 95 and 80 needs to be spanned together. Those two need to be spanned, to be merged. So then I'm going to start from this particular table data, and here I use row span, and I'm going to say equals 2 again because I'm going to span two things, right? So here 95 and 80 is going to be spanned. So I start the spanning over here. So we don't need to mention about this. It will get spanned, right? So let's save this, and I'm going to refresh it. Oh. My mistake. There you go. Right? And why did the 81 like jump to the other line? It is because we got another TD over here. Right? Then from this TD, it is saying take two rows like this TD and the data which is belongs to the next row, right? And here in the TR, even though this shows 3 TDs, with this span one, altogether it's going to have 4 TDs, right? ඒකයි මේ මෙතන ඉන්න කෙනා, ඒ කියන්නේ මේ 95 වල මේ උඩ පේලියේ ඉන්න row එක යට ඉන්න කෙනත් එක්ක span වුණා. It's okay, but there is again 3 separate TDs. ඒ තුන් දෙනා මේ විදිහට තමයි යන්නේ. මොකද මේ span වෙන එක වෙන්නේ එයා කියන තැනින් කියලා පටන් ගන්න තැනින්. Okay, people, is that clear? Everyone? Okay, great. So that is what we have to do with the col span and the row span one, right? So yeah, now let's look at this code as well, the example 1 and example 2. So it says table border 1 TR, this is TD col span 2, and it is asking us to center the things, and land use word should be there, center tag is closed, TD is closed, and TR is closed. So the first TR, which is span 2 columns together, so land use will be shown like this, and the next TR, it needs 2 TDs, right? So here they use the first TD, which is for the use word, and the other TD for the extent hectares. Then it is close. So the second TR is there with 2 items. Third TR is also with 2 TDs, right? TD for T and TD for this thing, right? So it says T over here, and this particular one is over here. Same goes with the other one, right? Only one TR, TDs are there, one is rubber and the other one is 163, right? So rubber and 163 is there, right? So that is regarding the col span. Look at the row span now. Now in the row span, they have used the col span as well, and this use and extent hectares. So the use is there as in the second table row, right, which starts from the use, right? So right over here. And another TD, it says extent hectares. So it is the second row, use and extent hectares. Look at the third one. So it has a TDT. So that gives you the T right over here. And next is 353, which belongs both the rows. That means row span has happened. So they have taken it as TD row span equals to, that means this cell plus this cell is going to be planned, right, or be merged. And it is saying like this, row span equals to, then the value is given. And as per the third line, there is only one TD. That is what you need to understand clearly. Only one TD rubber is there. Reason is this 353 has already consumed the data which belongs to the fourth row, which is after the rubber. Okay. Are those clear, people? The examples? Yes, everyone? All right. So then we are going to move. Yeah, I think, yes. That's all regarding the call span and row span, and that is all regarding the attributes of a table. And that is the end point for our syllabus to stop, get to know about the elements or the tags. Right, now here you have an activity, right? Before we move to the web design in software, I want you to write this activity, the answer, right now, and send it to me, right? So it is a table. It has column 1, column 2, column 3 as the first row, and those are center line bold. So that means TH should be used. And you have a row span over here and call span over here, right? Okay, write it and send it to me quickly. I'll give you 5 minutes, right? So it's 4:04 now. I'll give you 6 with one bonus. I'm going to discuss this by 4:10, right? Do it quickly, people. Do it, and if you can, send it to me. Anyway, I'm going to start discussing this at 4:10. Sir, I'm sorry, I was out for a moment. No, Saran, you can write it on your book. You don't need to write, you don't need to take the HTML output. Just write it on your book. the HTML code in and send it to me. That's all. If you type it on the notepad, it doesn't matter, but it's better you practice how to write, right? And meanwhile, I'm going to look into the Vihansa's output. Okay, Vihansa. Vihasna, right? Sorry, Vihasna. So yes, yeah, like we can't see the logo because we don't have the picture, but it doesn't matter. So the subscripting part is okay. Yeah, bolding part. The yes, italic part and the yes, the link is working. Subscript is also okay. 3 types of list are okay. Yes, very good. No mistakes, right? Okay, are we done? Do you need more time? All right, Onetra has sent me the answer. Let me see. Okay, right, okay. Okay, Dinity, all right. I'll give you okay, 3 more minutes. Okay, Onetra, right, okay, yes, that's correct. First row is correct. Second row, okay, right, okay. And yes, now that is the place that you are going to go wrong to. In the second row, first TD is correct. Then there should be, now this is going to be, hold on, let me mark this. Now this is going to be a one single row, and this is going to be another row, right? You have considered it all together, right? So you have to write the next row as it is, and the third row, yes. Yeah, and there in the third row, call span is not complete, though. Just go through that as well, right? Good try, but go through, right? Okay, I'll give you 5 more minutes, so don't panic. Just write it slowly. Right. So this is Dulagi's one. I'm receiving it. Let me see. Okay. Yes. All right. First row is correct. Second row is correct. Very good. Third row. Yes. Very good. Yes. Very good. Completely correct. Well done. And this is from Dinity. So Dinity, let me check. Okay, first TR is correct. Second TR is correct. Very good. Third TR is correct, as well as the fourth one. Very good. That's completely correct. Well done. Well done. All right. How about others? Can we discuss this, or do you need more time? It's like 4:17 now. Right, okay, Saran. Okay, okay. Everyone, you need to send me an answer, right? And yeah, I received one from Binadi. Let me see. Right, okay, right, okay, right, okay. Okay. All right, Binadi, first row is correct. Second row is correct. Third row is correct. Yes, yes, fourth row is correct as well. Yeah. And you have to close the table tag as well as the HTML tag and the body tag, right? So do close those things. Otherwise, everything is correct. Very good. All right, so Binadi is done, Diniti is done. Who else sent it to me? This is Dulagi is done. And yeah, I received one from Onetra as well. Hold on. Yes, Onetra. Yes, that is the way, Dua. That is the way. Yes. And Dua, you don't need an empty TD tags in the third, in between third TR couple. Third TR couple ke Dua, like that empty TD has taken from the row span of the previous row. So you only need to use two TDs in the third TR couple Dua. Right? That is for row 2 cell 2 and row 2 cell 3. That's all we need. Right? Other than that, everything is correct, Dua. Right. So I received 4 answers. Actually 5. No, 4. Only 4. So there are 6 more people. All right, okay, Saran, let me see. Okay, right, okay. So you better write it on your book, right? Yes, that's correct. So 5 are given the answers. Yes, Metika, Minul, Olanga, and Vihasna and Viriti. The people have to send me the answers. And meanwhile, Right. Okay, Viriti, let me see. Okay. Right, okay. Okay. And Minul, yeah, let me see, let me see. Yes, Minul, that's correct. That's correct. Job well done. Right, please write it onto your book. And Virati, do a පොඩි ගැටලු ටිකක් තියෙනවා පුතේ. Yes. Virati Dua, I think you have mixed up the col span and row span together. Right? Virati Dua me balanda. Now yeah. So now this is going to be Virati, this is going to be your first TR, and that means one TR will be there, and these things are going to be THs because they are ball faces and center aligned, right? So this is the place which is going to end the TR, right? So inside these two TRs, there should be 3 THs. Likewise, right? So this actually belongs to the second TR, and this one has a row span, right? Got a second TR, okay, you should have 3 TDs, and the first TD should be row spanned, right? And in the third TR, you don't need to talk about the first cell. You only need to talk about these two cells because this first cell is already taken by the spanning. And for the third TR, this is the fourth TR. The දුවගේ TR couples එන්න ඕනේ දුව 4ක්. TR එක ඇතුලේ තමයි TDs හම්බෙන්නේ දුව. Viriti, did you get that? Okay. Write me the coding and send it to me again, right? And this is from Vihasna. Let me see Vihasna. Okay, right, okay. Vihasna, you don't need to use the bold tag doer because when you use the TH, it is already bolded and center aligned, right? So TH tag is sufficient, right? And the second TR, that is correct. Third TR, that is correct as well. What you have missed is the fourth TR doer. දුව මේ 4 කෙනෙක් මෙන්න මේ last row එක දුව second එකේ කොටසක් මේ third row එකේ කොටසක් විදිහට අරන් තියෙනවා. This is the fourth row දුව. In fourth row you have to use one TD with what? Call span equals 3. ඒ කියන්නේ දුව ලියලා තියෙනවා ඒක. It should be on a separate TR couple දුව. Right? මෙතන අපි table rows මෙහෙම 4ක්. There should be 4 table rows. Did you get that, Dua? Okay, okay. So do the changes and send it to me. All right. So who else? And I think Metika haven't sent me the answer.
Give me a few minutes.
Right, okay. And who else? Others I think have sent me. Vihansa has sent me, Viriti has, Onetra has, Binadi has, Diniti has, and Dulagi has, and Minul has, Seran has. Okay. Onetra, yeah, Onetra has sent me by asking about this thing. So you have to be very careful when you are creating this dual. Maybe the borders and the dual. Then you will be having a clear idea how this is happened, right? And in the borders, it's going to be something like this dual, right? Yeah, this place is going to be a problem. Etalwak enawa. ඒකට වෙනම CSS part එකක් ලියන්න වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Maybe. දුව මේ මෙතන සමහර විට printing mistake එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන් නැත්නම් අපිට පුළුවන් ඔය CMS tool එකක් පාවිච්චි කරලා හදන්න content management tool එක පාවිච්චි කරලා authoring tool එක පාවිච්චි කරලා මෙයාව හදන්න, but it may require more coding types, right? එයාගේ border එක මෙතනින් ඇදලා තිබුණා නම් yes, it is possible. Right, so Onetra, yes, Onetra, did you got an idea? Then make මෙතන මේ first එකේ තියෙන්නේ it's a call span, sorry, a row span. මෙතන තියෙන එතකොට row span එකක්, right? This is a call span, this is a call span as well, right? This has a call span as well as a row span, right? Don't worry, you are not going to get this kind of things in the O levels, definitely, right? But it's good to do, it's fun to do like something like this. Anita, did you got the idea? It shouldn't be in the third cell, duo. It should be in the first cell. It should span. So your row span should be equals to 3. Right? Yeah, දුව separated into 3 cells කියන්නේ like දැන් මම මේ සිද්ධ වෙලා තියෙන එක දුව මම මේ පෙන්නුවේ. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙතන මේ රතු පාටෙන් මම වෙන් කරලා තියෙන්නේ එතන cells 3ක් තියෙනවනේ. So එයා පළවෙනි එකේ ලියලා මොකක්ද content එක කියලා once you do the row span it will spread like this. ඔයා තුන්වෙනි එකේදී ඒ කියන්නේ දෙවෙනි එකේ ලියලා දුව ස්පෑන් කරන්න ගියොත් මේ උඩ එකේ බෝඩර් එක පේන්න ගන්නවා. Right. Okay, and yeah, hold on. Onitra, I'll come to this. Just give me a second, right? And I have received some answers. This is from the, yeah, the corrected one from the Vihasna. Yes, that is correct. That is correct now. And Metika, let me see. Okay, right, okay. All right. Okay. And yes, Metika, very good. That is correct. That is correct. And Virati, hold on. Yes, Dua. Yeah, Dua, in the second one, it should be call span equal to 2, Dua. No, and again, hold on. It's not the call span, I guess. It's the row span, right? Yeah. In the second one, Dua, in the second TR, TD, row span equals 2. It should be. Me rows dekak ne Dua me tien, me rows dekak span vela tien. So row span equals to T, equals to 2. I'm sorry. Right? So third TR couple, that is okay. And again in the fourth TR, inside the TD, call span happens over 3 cells. Right? You have to say call span equals 3. Span so it is a call span. Me column tuning in a cells tunak. Got that, Viriti? Right, great. All right, so since most of you have sent me the answers, so I'm going to end the session from here. And Onetra, I'll come to your question. And others, you can leave, right? And get ready. We are going to end the HTML lesson by next week, hopefully, right? We have to talk about this web authoring tool and the CMS, right? And we have to write about some theory parts as well. Right? So the people who have not sent me the answer, please send it to me, right? I have to go through, right? So others, you can leave, right? Thank you very much. Have a very nice weekend. And I'm going to see you on the same time on next Sunday as well, right? Thank you very much, everyone. Onetra, let's get back to your question. Hold on.